it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, and this is Brutally Honest Portfolio Reviews number 18. 18 of these. Boy, I had to do this right away. I just got the submission. I was going through my Twitter messages, and I just thought, another Brutally Honest Portfolio submission. Let me open this one up and just take a look. And oh my gosh. Meet Danny Earls. Danny Earls is 28 years old. He's Irish. He lives in upstate New York. He's a professional soccer player. So this fellow, he's already multi-talented. He's athletic, and he's Irish. So I like the Irish. I do. Yeah, look at this guy. Danny Earls turns in 4 pages of Batman artwork. He says he's going to retire from professional soccer soon. He would really like to get into comics. And this is the submission that he offers. And I opened this up, and it absolutely knocked my socks off. All right, let me let me just scale back a little bit now, and take off my fanboy cap, and let's get into art critic, because the stuff isn't perfect, of course. I mean, he's still amateur, but boy, do I like this. And the first thing I said to Danny was, so what are these, your inks? Like you're inking over Dave Finch? He's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is my pencils and inks. Oh, okay. All right, so it's already like kind of alarming that Danny is not working professionally. That's, I think, just a matter of the fact that he has not shown his work to an editor yet. It looks like he's kind of just pushed it our way first. And so... we get to see it before he turns pro, which is inevitable. Okay, if he wants to do this, and he's able to do this in any semblance of a timely manner, and that definition is flexible. I think DC Comics or Marvel Comics would be silly not to jump at this kid. Okay, so beautiful work here. We've got an excellent example of 3-point perspective. And just a wonderfully rendered, wonderfully drawn Arkham Asylum. The gate is magnificent. I'd be curious to know where Danny was educated, where he went to school, or if he's self-taught. I mean, it's possible he's self-taught. This looks very, very much like David Finch / Jason Fabok artwork in terms of the way he renders things. It's imperfect. It's a little bit like I think when it comes to some of these lines here, I would like to see a little bit more kind of a rough texture on them. Using a ruler on this makes it look a little bit rigid, a little bit boxy. I'd almost like to see him kind of rule it out and then kind of freehand the ink line here as close to perfect as he can, so that it just looks a little bit weathered. Finch and I think Jason Fabok as well, they will use this ruler method. It looks clean, but it looks a little less believable than if you go ahead and just alternate the way that you put down lines when something's really close to us. I mean, these globes here, these spheres, I think these are meant to be lights. I hope so, yeah. I mean, they would be perfectly round, but I would really like to see kind of a more kind of broken, sort of jagged line around these stone structures that are closer to us. That's interesting. Yeah, look at this. This is weird right here. I just noticed this, Danny. It looks like you've broken the gate. So we've got, all right, so 3-point perspective is like this. All right, so the horizon line is going to be right down here, and there will be a vanishing point over that direction. There'll be a vanishing point way off in this direction here. And then, you've got another vanishing point up here, like up off the page, which, these lines are kind of cascading towards at the top. Now, this gate here is, I think you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking that this gate is supposed to be straight across. That right now you've broken the gate so that it comes to a corner, and there is the kind of gate right here in the middle, but I think this is supposed to be one plane going straight across. And what you've done is you've got this half where the gate meets receding off to this point, and then you've got this half receding off to this point, which means the gate is actually doing this. Okay, I don't know if you meant to do that. Maybe you did. I don't know. I would think that this would be kind of straight across here. So you would almost need to pick. You would definitely need to choose one vanishing point on either side, and then have this gate do this. It would have to go straight across like that, or like this, one way or the other. But I don't know. I'd need to see another shot of that. That confuses me. This is all magnificent. I mean, again, the thing about it is I feel like I've seen it before. I feel like in a way, what Danny is doing is what a lot of young artists do who are heavily influenced by other professionals. They will kind of take composites of well-known or well-loved artwork by those people, and just kind of combine it in a way. So I mean, this is a combination of two or three. It certainly does remind you of a few Dave Finch, and I think a Jason Fabok Batman cover that I've seen before. And Dave is famous for this kind of angle here, where Batman is perched, he's almost completely in black, and then there is a kind of 3-point perspective, Joe Quesada-esque kind of background here, and that's what Danny's done. Now this is fine for now. Danny is wearing his influences on his sleeve, and it looks great. It looks great. I look at this and I just say, oh, Dave Finch did. Wait, that's not Dave. But any other editor is going to look at this and go, hey, look, it's another guy that kind of draws like Dave Finch or Jason Fabok. Those guys are extremely marketable, and I can sell their work. And yeah, you're hired. I mean, this looks great. Look at I love this. I love this stuff right here. We got a little layer of brick here. We got a ledge. Jump out, another little layer of ledge. Jump out. We got, a nice variety of stonework here, right in the foreground, and then all throughout. This is all very Dave Finch. We got these rusty old bars over this window. This is the kind of thing that I like to see. I want to see like a variety of lines and textures here. I love the little tiny kind of bars in between here, the gates on the window, and then that's not to mention the wonderful contrast between the blacks and the whites. This took forever, and I'm sure Danny would actually tell me that this took him 3 days. This panel took him 3 days to draw, and he might even be saying it took me longer than that, Ethan. This took a long time to do, especially since it looks like he penciled and inked it himself. Good boy. I'm really proud of you for inking your own work, and to be this competent, this proficient in your inks is just absolutely extraordinary. So what I was saying about him kind of aping Dave Finch and Jason Fabok is, you start out that way. Jason Fabok's early work really aped Dave Finch. I mean, it really did. And then he kind of grew into his own. So we've got, we've got Danny here who's kind of doing a sort of Jason Fabok thing, slightly more than Dave Finch. And it's going to start out that way, and then he's going to morph into his own thing, which is going to be better. Page 1, A+. We got a page 2 here. Look at this. Batman peering down. Look at the variety of things to look at here. Look at this lamp. We've got this nice little area here. What is this, like a electrical, like a train station kind of thing? A subway? I don't know. I like these wires everywhere. We've got a dude down there. It looks like that's Bane. This is just absolutely so much fun. We're doing this kind of Danny Mickey kind of effect here with the inking. This is just great. This is just so exciting. When you actually stumble across a portfolio that the artist is pretty much ready to go. I mean, the only thing that I'd be concerned about is his timeliness. But DC and Marvel will work around that. If you say, hey, I can only do 100 pages a year. I mean, look, I've been in that spot before. So they'll give you something like that. Like, let's get you working on something right now, as long as you can actually do it without burning out. Look at this texture here. Look at this. This is something that those guys don't do. he's got a kind of straight line dry brush. Look at that. This is great. He's doing a kind of dry brush effect. You just pull it straight across here. Wonderful. This is something that I warn against, and I would say don't do this. I mean, we're nitpicking here, but I mean, when we talk about pullouts, we talk about cross hatching. So we've got pullouts coming off of the black here, filling in this area here. Rather than just make this completely black, he's decided to go break it up into a little gray, and then to rejoin the black, and then to kind of do a straight line, like a 90-degree crosshatch on human flesh. That is an old Jason Fabok thing that I think he stopped doing. I personally disagree with this. I think this looks way too non-organic. It makes you can do it. I would just much rather see you do 45-degree angles on these against these pullouts to make a crosshatch rather than this. I would save this effect for stonework, for wood, for things like what you're doing over here. Let me see if I can. Closing in on everything here. All right, let me back out again. Yeah, I don't, see, this looks about right in here. It's a matter of just kind of maintaining a separation in textures. When you do stuff like that, it looks odd. This looks fine. This looks great. This looks okay, I guess. This is perfect. That's kind of what I want to see. This is perfect back here. Yeah, I like it. It's our first look at Bane. And here we go. So, I've seen this before. This looks like it's a composite of about 4 different drawings by other artists, and it didn't turn out well. This panel right here is alarm bells, Danny. His head, the way it's sunk in there. This is this kneecap, troublesome. I mean, this is clearly kind of taken from a Dave Finch thing. This big boot in the way. I feel like I've just seen this, and maybe you've changed it up a little bit. But yeah, not crazy about that panel. I do like this panel though a lot. I like the arm. Yeah, I like these pullouts here. Ooh. I like these pullouts here. Again, we're doing that 90-degree kind of crosshatch thing that sets my teeth at edge. It might just be a stylistic choice. I don't know, but this just ends up to me looking like something that is not flesh. Like this looks like webbing, almost like Spider-Man webbing. It doesn't end up looking like, hey, this is a shadow that's being created by kind of shiny, hardened muscle. It looks like something else. It looks like a different kind of texture. So I mean, I when I say avoid doing that, it's for that purpose. But then again, I mean, you look at it and you say, but yeah, it's still kind of a nice pattern. It's just, instinctively, I don't do it. It bothers me. This looks good. Batman looks okay here. This leg is too big. Common mistake there. Yeah, good. All right, let's turn the page. And here we go. Here we have a fight scene. Let's get this back going. Every time I put my hand up near the screen, it focuses on my hand and blurs out the screen. So I got to be careful to just point with my pencil here. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. All right, so here's the thing here. Watch your transitions from panel to panel. You've got Batman hunched down here. I'm not crazy about this. This is kind of like a kind of quickie Jim Lee style panel here. Like Jim would do this real quick. But if we've got Batman hunched down like this in one panel, and the next panel he's like this, his shoulders are clear up here. Like his shoulders should be clear up here. We got to maintain the same thing. All we've done from here to here is turn the camera around. In addition to that, you've got a strong light source, that's coming this way and completely shadowing out his back. And then here, the light source suddenly is high up above him, and it's almost, I don't know. Does it work? And this is another thing that I feel like I've seen before. Danny, this is, artists do this. I want you to, artists from the 90s do this. Work on the teeth here. Work on the teeth. I mean, you're good enough to be able to do better than this. This kind of dent, give him 100 teeth, 100 lower teeth here. It just, I don't know. It looks weird. I mean, really try to picture this as real, as a real man. It looks odd. I mean, it's a really nice blend of textures and design here. It gets really complicated right in the face area here. I mean, if it wasn't for this panel, like coming before it, this would be a really nice kind of, excellent panel. This panel kind of throws this panel off in terms of just context. But get in there and actually go, okay, I'm going to count the number of teeth that should be showing here, and I'm going to kind of carefully shape them out and make sure that they're sized properly. You put all of this effort into all this stuff here, and then you just got like this, like a piano in his mouth. You can do better than that. All right, let's see. So we got right into the fight now. Let me see if I can shrink that. Yeah. All right. Cool. I like his arm here. Grabbing for Batman. Batman's got his face. A nice fist coming in there. All the speed lines. And then suddenly, I don't know, this doesn't even look like you anymore. That face, that Batman face doesn't look like you. Yeah, the mouth is a little too cartoony. I dig everything else. You're having trouble with drawing mouths. I think that's what we've realized. You're having a little trouble with that. But look at Bane getting socked across the face, and his eyes are bugging out. Good use of a silhouette here. It's except for one thing. This repeats this. He's already punched him with this arm, and now you've got to punch him with the same arm again. So if I were you, I would stat and reverse this panel, mirror reverse this panel. So we hit him with one, we hit him here, and then we hit him with his other arm here and knock him the other way. And that would work much, much better. And then we've got the elbow. Yeah, all right. The action scenes are a little rough here. And then we got another shot where he's all silhouetted except for the top of his head. Bane seems to disappear. Where's the rest? Like, there's his neck, his shoulder. There should be Bane as well. I see what you're trying to do. You're saying, hey, this is blurry, blah blah blah. It's like, I don't want to show too much body because it's good. Well, it would help if you actually just kind of sketched in, drew it in, indicated it, and then actually you could actually just find the shadows in this part of his body, and then use line work to streak those out. Use the same kind of thing to kind of say, hey, look, this part is blurry. It's being blurred by the action of the arm, rather than just making it completely disappear like this. And here we have poor Bane, who can't believe what's happening to himself. Batman just gives him another backhand. This is great. Knocks him stupid. Okay. And then that's the KO right there. And here we have just another A+ panel. A+. A+. Love it. I love it. I love the shadows coming in here. Yeah. Batman is almost completely silhouetted. We can still see some of his facial expression here. Bane is knocked out. He looks great. I don't know what's going on with his leg here. It looks like, it looks like he's doing some kind of stretch. You ever, like, before a workout or after a workout, you get a stretch and you have to, kind of turn your leg over to one side. That's kind of what he's doing here. This is not an unconscious leg. An unconscious leg would be more like going this way. That's a leg without any energy or effort put into, keeping it up. This one is, I know it looks neater, but it also looks like he's doing that, and it's taking effort. Really, really great use of blacks again. I love this. This is inspiring. This makes me want to get in there and start doing the same kinds of things. Unfortunately, on a book like Green Lantern, there's less opportunity to do this kind of like, noir kind of look. But it really does look fantastic. It looks Batman. It looks like everything fans from Batman want. And then we have here's Danny just showing off. Look, I can draw the Batmobile too. So yeah, you can, buddy. You can. It looks like a great Batmobile streaking out of Arkham Asylum. This is a page that this page by itself, art collectors would pay a lot of money for. This is the kind of page they want hanging on their wall. It's got Batman, it's got Bane in a great pose, and then a nice shot of the Batmobile streaking away. And I think that's it. So Danny just gave us 4 pages, but hey, goal, my Irish soccer playing friend. Great work. I do believe that you are ready for your first gig. And your first gig might be a fill-in somewhere. You have some ways to go. Your action pages worry me for a few reasons. This here is a elemental mistake. It's a very basic mistake. Elementary. You picture that this is happening really quickly. So obviously he's going to alternate arms. He hits him, with his right, and then he's going to give him. Is that his right? Let me put myself in that. Yeah, it's his right. Okay, and then he should hit him with his left here. Just cross over like boom, boom, boom. Left, right, and then the elbow here. It's all a little bit poorly choreographed. I do think this is cool in the sense that it's almost like if you back out of this page, and this is something Jason would do. It's like silhouette, light, silhouette. No, that could have been a silhouette. Light, silhouette, yes. Light, silhouette, almost, yeah. Light, silhouette again. And that would have worked just fine. It would have been a nice page design, and it would have worked for this Batman thing. So you could take it easy on yourself a little bit and do that kind of a shortcut. But yeah, really, really, really good. Danny, I think you're gonna, if this is what you want to do, I think you're, young enough. You've got, time to grow ahead of you. Once you get your first script and you start working, a lot of these problems are going to iron themselves out, and you're going to have a chance to grow within this craft while you're actually working. And you're going to let go of some of your influences and become your own guy, which I think would be really, really great. But for now, this is terrific work. Great job, Danny. I think most people would be anxious to see more. I know I am. All right, everyone. So this is Brutally Honest Portfolio Reviews. I'm Ethan Van Sciver. If you'd like to have your portfolio reviewed, just like Danny did, send me 4 to 6 pages of sequential artwork. No splash pages, please. Well, you can do 1 splash page if you want, but in general, sequential artwork, and you can email it to me at Ethan, ETHAN, 12032 @gmail.com, or you can DM it to me at Twitter. My Twitter is at Ethan Van Sciver. So make sure you follow me there. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll get notified when another Brutally Honest portfolio review pops up or a live chat. Also, please do like this video and encourage people to draw. Encourage amateurs to work hard and maybe break into this industry or tell their own comic book stories. You can do that pretty simply. Support this channel just by clicking the thumbs up on these videos. Also, my Patreon link is below. So I want to thank everyone for all of their support this month. The channel has grown. I think it's doubled this month. I really do appreciate you guys. All right, I'll see you again. See you again soon. Bye. It's no secret at all that I couldn't do this channel if it wasn't for support from you, my subscriber base, and my Patreon donors. If you'd like to join this community by pledging $1 or more per month, go check out the link in the description below. And I thank you.